by Jan Brett. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. If you drop one in the snow, she said, you will never find it. But Nicky wanted snow white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, when you come home, I will check to make sure you're safe and sound, but then I will check to make sure you have your snow white mittens with you. So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole, tired from tumbling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten and he wiggled in, feet first. The mole didn't think there was enough room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves and for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten to warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered in prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in,
hold your picture
the
up.
mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog
Lucas.
struggled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left, but when they saw his big diggers, they gave him the thumb.
Hold your picture up.
It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A warm waft of steam rose in the air, and a fox, trotting by, stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth,
Go next to Franklin.
they gave the fox lots of room.
Abby, go next to Franklin. Slide in, Abby, next to Franklin, buddy.
Next, a great big bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all clumped up. Not being once be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal could argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and pulled to many times its size. But Baba's good knitting held fast.
Make room, everyone.
Along came along a meadow mouse, no bigger than the size of an acorn.
Make them room. Make them room.
She wriggled into the one space left. Here I am.
Make them room.
And made herself comfortable on top of the great big bear's nose.
Make them room for Abby to fly.
The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up to the sky and scattered the animals in all directions.
Scatter the animals.
Scatter, 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 scatter.
No, we're squeezing it.
Scatter. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost face in the window. First, he looked to see if he was safe, and then she saw that he still had his white mittens.
Squishy.